Welcome, guys. It's a new season of the North American Online League, and this is season 12. We are the first reviewer, 7 p.m. starting time, and we are going to be doing this for the next 5 weeks. We have 3 very exciting games going on. Without any further introductions, let's go straight into the games. All right, first game is between Mr. Aland Tempoli. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this game begins very normally. Corner, approach the corner. Okay, this Joseki was a very classic, traditional 1990s super popular Joseki, super large knight's move, 3-space extension, moving back from the corner approach. This is very fast as white. In the modern day, most of the time white or the approach player prefers to play the attachment and the hane. This is more pressure on the opponent. This one, developing yourself, totally fine. Okay, let's see. Approach, this one, okay. The game will continue, and here we do see the example of the modern day Joseki at play here. Attach, and then look for the double hane, or the one hane. Okay, this is this is the most basic Joseki, and this is black taking the corner, white taking the outside. Relatively even, but overall on the board we can see that black has pieces, has stones all over the board. White has one stone here on the lower left, and then a whole bunch of stones on the right hand side. So the next iteration of the game, in the next part of the game, look for white to broaden the scope of white's influence around the board. So this means specifically this one white stone should not come under attack. If this one stone comes under attack, let's look at the overall board. Black has stones upper left, upper right, lower right. If black is able to attack this one white stone, then black would have the advantage or the initiative throughout the board. So this is a great way to look, assess the board, and then come up with something, come up with a very reasonable strategy, come up with a very good goal in mind. Okay, so in the game, white does make this knight's move. This is expanding from the corner. So after this move, white definitely now has a very good foothold, a very good base, on the rest of the board, with which white is now able to split up the board. And if you squint your eyes a little, you can see that this is a very even board now after this move. Now, suppose white continues to develop, the one position, which is the moyo on the right hand side. White has this long stone on the lower left. Are we able to attack it somehow? Here we can bring in our Joseki knowledge. Don't approach the corner. We want to attack the white stone. Best way to attack, go into the 3-3, destroy the base for white, and then afterwards, remember our newfound knowledge of the AI's greatest contribution to modern Joseki theory is the fact that we now realize this outside white influence is not that strong, so this kind of a position is able to be attacked in the future. And so make sure you do this kind of thing if you have the chance as black. In the game, white does play this move, totally good, totally large. For white here, if I was white, I would expand my corner on the left hand side, because after this, now it's really balanced. After white plays here on the lower right, if black does this late approach, the approach after white has already played in the corner, we can see here that black is still making a relatively, big influence. Now black has half of the board where it's black's influence. Not as bad as before, but still very, very troubling for white. And this is exactly what black decides to do. And so here, fighting now escalates to the left-hand side, and we can see here that black is now able to start a fight with an advantageous more black stones surrounding a few white stones area. Okay, so relatively successful for white. And here, instead of attacking white directly, black first tries to find trouble in white's corner. This is very advanced, good tactics strategy. And here white plays a very slack move. Slack move is it's not threatening anything directly. And this, it is white's move next is to capture the e4 stone at e5 Atari, but this allows black to play a very nice Atari and then block, give up one stone, and then wrap all the way around. This result would greatly strengthen black's position in the corner. And after this, black has no more weaknesses on the board, and all that's left is white weaknesses, the one stone on the left and the blobbed up group on the bottom. Hard to imagine black choosing anything other than the Atari, but I can think of if black wants to save the one stone, black may not want to Atari here, so in the game black blocks. This may give us exactly the same result as we just showed, just in a slightly different order. Totally fine, totally fine. And here white captures instead of connects. This would allow black to cut the two stones. Remember in the other diagram, black played here at b2 at 9 at the end. This is black with a small corner. In the game black captures the two stones for a medium-sized corner, and when you can get a medium-sized corner for the same number of moves as you spend against your opponent, that is a huge corner in efficiency terms. So here what we're talking about is black spends 8 moves in the corner. Trust me, count it up, it will be confirmed. White spends also 8 moves, and noticeably black gets a medium-sized corner, 13, 14, 15 points. White gets a very small side. Hard to count any territory for white, so black gets a big advantage over white for 0 additional moves, and that's a key part. For no additional moves, this would make it very good for black as a result. And so here white feels it necessary to continue defending this group afterwards, extending out to here. So big success for black so far. Here there is one very good thing, very good habit that all Go players should have. And if you're looking to break into the Dan ranks to 1 Dan, this is very useful. So to add efficiency to our stones, try to have more co-positions in your shapes, because a co-position is very efficient. So here, instead of extending as we did in the game, capture this clean off of the board and be more okay with letting your opponent play this kind of an Atari in co. You don't connect, just play a co threat, or just play any regular move. Wait for white to capture. It's not going to be that big. And then wait for white to start the co, like really commit to the co by wasting a move at the 2-2 point at 6 before you start winning the ko. And if white wants to connect this ko, white has already spent 2 extra moves here and now black has so many extra moves elsewhere on the board that we can easily tolerate something like living at 01 in Gote, because we have already played so many other moves. So don't be afraid of these co-situations. So in the game, after white plays a block in Sente, it is now white's move. Instead, if we capture and let white Atari here, it is black's move, so we have already gained a move if we play that capture and let white play the Atari. Okay, so in the game, white spends a move sealing in this black group on the corner. Okay, and black commences the attack on the left-hand side, lonely white stone. This is very reasonable, very, very good. White jumps here, it's very big. Black captures a stone. Who could resist capturing a stone like this? Great. And the game continues. White tries to destroy the top potential territory. And then black attacks at AK-17. White jumps. Okay, reasonable. Now black has already cashed in a lot of this potential territory into regular solid territory. So now look for black to start invading or reducing white's middle and the right hand side or the bottom. Okay, now black turns here to attack white. If this turns out to be Sente, then totally fine. If not, then it may have a added risk of allowing white to defend the group and surround a big center at the same time. So in the game, white invades and then starts a fight. This does make the game more complicated, which is certainly one way to approach this position for white. What we suggested earlier is also very, very reasonable. Jump sideways and then block the middle for black, and then black would find it difficult to destroy the middle moyo. This game, in the actual game, white makes the left-hand side very, very weak, but white is able to attack black's corner. So let's see how this turned out. Black defends the corner. This is a very good defensive point. After the 3-3, white can capture this one stone, but black would be able to have enough ice space to live. Make sure you crawl at S14 if you have the chance, because this will give you the most amount of ice space. And otherwise, black can always play this move and have enough ice space. So this is a good defensive point. When white plays this knight's move, another idea is to jump in and then destroy white's potential territory while also keeping an offensive idea alive by attacking white. And so if both sides end up taking care of your groups, black would have accomplished the destruction of white's moyo, which would be nice. In the game, black plays this attach. Seems okay, but here we think white is gonna make a big mistake at connecting. Now is a great opportunity to continue to seal in this black group. Let black connect home on the first and second lines, and then further strengthen the middle for a huge territory. In the game, white connects. This splits black from the left and right group, but it does force black to move into the center, which is where white wants to surround territory. So let's see. And wow, surprisingly, black actually doesn't defend and rather just attacks by making this cut very, very strong. And if white just blocks, this is a very, very unclear fight. Okay, in the game, white decides to peep. If white can get black to connect, then there's no more cuts against white, and white is so this is a very good defensive play. Okay, black pushes through, and here let's see how black decides. Black connects in the middle and gives up the top 3 stones. Very reasonable play. If black were to connect, I don't think, well, certainly cutting will not be very, very good. Black is stretched too thin. Okay, so in the game, white captures 3 stones, black gets a sente. Black harness, this is a big move, but now white tanukis and makes a very big 2-space jump. So now this game is gonna be black's territory versus white's potential, and let's see how much white can make as a result. Okay. In the game, a few sentes were exchanged, and black places jump. This is a sente move, but don't be alarmed. White will be able to split the 2 sides. Makes a push first, and then Atari, and then it's all fine. In the game, black blocks. Make sure to play as as tight and as efficient as you can. And in this case, if we are able to capture 3 white stones at the same time, I think we should go for it. And later on, there is a possibility of some residual coast at the end. If you would like play this move in sente and then push here, this is much more clear. The next move for black is sente. This move is sente. White has to play here, so there's no. So this cut is just not a threat that black has to worry about. So play something like this, and black would be totally fine. Okay, so here black plays another slack move in the middle of the board. Let's see if white can take advantage of this and play something big. I can think of this move, this kind of a move, all very big moves. Okay, so white chooses here in the game, and here black comes into the middle and reduces white. However, black gives up a double Atari and a Ponuki. This will allow white to surround the whole right-hand side before anything big has, before any big exchanges have happened for black. And now we can see that white has surrounded a great amount of territory. The only question is it enough to put white over the edge? To push, to give white enough to territory to win the game. And so in the game, when I see, so white plays here, connects back the stones in the middle. Now black plays a very big split move. This splits the left and right sides. And white has many weaknesses now. I think where white went a little bit wrong is here, saving the 1 stone, but allowing black to split the 2 sides. Black may have been sente, and then this way white could continue the attack against black and looks a little bit stronger. Okay. Now there is a cut here for sure. White saves the middle 3 stones. Now white saves the bottom 3 stones. But now black is able to cut here. If white keeps playing in a way to save all the white stones on the board, white would be in a lot of trouble. And yes, unfortunately, white did do this. Probably need to sacrifice the 3 stones here. When we have to save every one of our stones, it's very difficult to win as a result. See here, white tries to save the 3 stones on the side. Now the middle becomes very weak. Now white turns into the middle, tries to save the middle group, and then the left-hand side 3 stones have died already. And is white able to save the middle? In the game, unfortunately, white was not actually able to save the middle at the same time, and so both sides died for white. And so the game is totally over. I think in this game, right at this point, because of how much white has gained with capturing the top, and that Panuki in the middle making all the right-hand side white points, white I thought white was doing fine. White is actually leading by 6.0 points, which confirms our suspicions. And after the middle moves stones got split up, now black is now ahead a little bit. And this is where the game really swung into black's favor. Okay, for our next game, we have two 4Qs. Let's see how the game went. I believe black is a player who showed a very, very nice sequence in our last North American Online League NAOL commentary, where he took one of his weaknesses and gained 15 points from that. So proving that you can absolutely use your own weaknesses just like how you can use your opponent's weaknesses. This is great. Okay, so in this game, he is playing black. This jump, very nice. White counter pincers, very reasonable, and now black jumps out and gets into a fight against two white groups. Okay, let's see how this will occur. This fight will progress. White has a very nice looking surrounding move here, which would surround black and then lead to a very, very complicated fight. In the game, white cuts here first. When black responds here, this does allow this cut to become sente, and then so this way white gets a little bit more eye space in the corner, so makes this outside white group a little bit stronger, and then white continues the attack. Seems very favorable for white right now. Okay, good. Another thought is to Atari from the back, and this way this would be white cutting the two sides for black's positions. This is very, very favorable for black. Almost all the stones for black in the right-hand side middle are not performing much function, useful function, or surrounding territory or attacking white, but all the white stones are safe and attacking the black stones. Okay, so in the game, white Ataris and connects. This allows black to extend here at our S10. This puts a lot of pressure on the R9 stone. Also puts a lot of pressure on R11. Also makes a cut at N10 very, very strong. So now black has gotten back basically even on the fighting here. Black Ataris here, white only has 3 liberties on the inside, and so this is very, very reasonable. White does have to play this move, this jump. So before black captures this one stone, look for, yes, perfect for black. Cut on the outside first, and then capture the one stone. So now white has a very strong move to block black's 7 stone group here. Then it's going to be a liberty fight, 5 stones against the 7 stones. Or more likely, I was thinking more likely white was going to run with his stones here, and then maybe allow black to look for some kind of life here. In the game, white jumps. This is very strong. Remember, when white turns, black has 5 liberties. When white jumps, black has 6 liberties, but white would have captured much, much more if it's successful. So look for the extension and then the press. I think black has played quite reasonably, given that the fight was started. This fight started in a very, very bad situation for black, but afterwards, in the middle of the fight, black is really tightening it up and then attacking where white is weakest. And after this cut, it seems like white will not be able to have enough liberties. A more precise move would be to connect, and then play something like this. Black is now able to let white have one more liberty, so something like this is very, very strong for black. In the game, black Ataris allows white to Atari here, and then if white is able to push into black's corner, white could still save this group. White basically does this. White is alive, black is alive on the left and right side, but black will be dead in the middle. Okay, so big success for white overall. And mostly due to this Atari, this connect would have been Sente. This is very promising for black. Okay, so in the game, white lives and captures black. However, black has shown some very, very strong fighting techniques, and let's see if he is able to come back in the game. Right, so if we push and cut, this block would capture this these 3 black stones. So before black pushes and cuts, black has to make more liberties in the corner. This does happen, and exchange happens, very interesting. And white can now capture 2 stones here, but white probably wants to punish black more by extending or something like that. In the game, white does neither and plays the knight's move, puts pressure on the top, so black captures this. This looks like a big success for black. None of the black stones are captured yet, and then white is not quite alive. So white comes here and invades, very strong. So this is gearing up to a final fight. White is not strong with 2 groups. Black is also very weak with 2 groups. Let's see how the fight continued. Black saves the 2 stones and also attacks white. This is perhaps white's mistake here. A very strong move would be somehow to capture this 1 black stone by playing here. That's one way. This way white would capture a stone and live. This way black will also gain a lot by connecting the 2 weak groups. Another way is to attach here using the connect underneath or the cut on the outside to survive. This is also very, very strong. In the game, when white plays this kind of a peeping move, this allows black to connect the 1 stone to the outside, and then this connect also splits white for sure. So now white's only chance to live with a group is to go into the middle. And let's see how this continued. This attach is for sure to be too strong. White right now needs to give up on the 2 stones on the top, connect the 1 group out, and then counterattack the black group here in this middle. This is very promising for white. As you can see, if black isn't able to survive, make 2 eyes, black will not have a pass towards any reinforcements. In the game, white does keep the 2 stones captured on the top, which is also good news for white, but now white finds it necessary to defend the middle. This jump likely to be Sente, and then black goes after the main white group in the middle here. Very interesting fighting position in this game so far. So after a few more Sentes in the middle, black now is totally connected to the bottom. Black did lose the 2 stones here on the left-hand side, and now it's all up to this white group, the last remaining big major uncertainty in this game. Okay, a stronger way to play is for black to lets a one stone go, but make sure that it is a false eye after we capture. However, in this case, white does have some eye space here on the left-hand side. This Hane would make the second eye for white, so white is unfortunately never really in much danger. So in this game, black plays, so black is getting protecting against this double Atari by pushing here first. Unfortunately, this does protect the double Atari, but this Atari will capture the other three stones, and that would be bad. So in the game, this does happen, and the game ends. So very good job by white fighting this in this game. Black also, black was really falling apart early on over here, and a very good job getting, clawing back the fight into a very, very even and uncertain situation here. Perhaps slightly more, perhaps some slightly more precise moves, such as this one, may have won black the Liberty race, but there are no, slightly more accurate moves may have won black the fight, but there are no takebacks in Go, and Go is also full of uncertainty, which is very, very good. So in the game, white destroys black's territory, makes a few points, and secures the capture against the outside black stones. Black did a very good job fighting back again over here. And up to this point, it was very, very unclear again. Unclear if white is going to be able to survive with this main group. Very, very uncertain, and unfortunately, when black went for the capture against white, white captured these two stones and was able to leverage this position into a very clear, very, very nice life, and that ended this game. Good job to both sides. Very, very good fighting there. On our third game, we have R-Chi. If R stands for Robert Chi, that this is a very, very interesting player. Robert Chi is the father of our professional player Alexander Chi, one of our favorite North American players. And so watching how Robert plays will really give us a good idea of that will answer the question of, will you automatically be a super strong player if your children is a professional player? Okay, so Robert Chi plays at the 5Q level in the AGA. Robert also does our AGA ratings, so nowadays, if you guys notice, our AGA ratings get updated very, very quickly nowadays whenever Go tournaments results are reported. In fact, with Rob, most of our tournaments get, as soon as you send Rob the tournament results, the ratings on our US Go website gets updated very, very quickly within a few hours. So yes, so very, very good. And let's see how Robert plays on the actual board. So because, Robert's son is a professional player, my expectation is that Robert would be a very strong theoretical player. He would be very good at the openings, he would know where the big moves are, but probably, when the fighting starts, he probably gets confused, just like the rest of us. very much so. So let's look at this. Okay, this shoulder hit is very popular nowadays, and very much AI approved and everything. And this is our our guesses coming to fruition. Also, we probably expect Robert to know all the Josekis, which he has played relatively well so far. A little bit surprised he didn't go all the way for this attachment, which is a follow-up to the shoulder hit earlier, and this kind of works well with the half-finished Joseki on the upper left. See something like this: let your opponent capture one stone. Just Atari that, and then an unfinished, half-finished Joseki on the upper left, half-finished Joseki on the upper right. Half and half makes a whole one, and one half and one half makes a whole one, and leads to very efficient moves. Okay, so Robert was not that ambitious. Reasonable. Let's see if Robert knows all the Josekis with the 3-3. He has not disappointed, and he plays f3, very big move on the rest of the board. And we were guessing right about this point, when all the Josekis have finished, is when when our protagonist Rob is likely to start feeling the struggles of the game. And let's see if that happens. Okay, in the middle game. So far so good. Attack. White attacks the black stones. However, black is also counter-attacking the white stones here. Very nice. Black makes another crawling move. This further strengthens the corner, which makes sense. Hane and Tiger Mouse. Okay, so far so good. Black makes another greedy move at R1 instead of jumping here, for example. So this R1 is very double-edged. It keeps white weak, but also it is noticeably not strengthening the two black stones here. White ends up connecting, which will give black the sente, and here black plays another greedy move. Hane here also, so it seems like the main idea is to keep white weak, and white's weakness is going to help black defend the two stones. Very surprising further Tenuki here, really inviting white to attack the black group. And let's see how Rob will go about this. By the way, if you asked us what we expect Robert's biggest weakness to be, we would have said middle game attacking the opponent. Theoretically, super strong player, but when you start having to really prove your theory, what are all the Go theories, when you have to start proving it, that's when you expect players like Rob to struggle a little bit. Okay, and let's see. So white plays here. Okay, so the first thing is after white makes this jump, which is a very it's not close to any black stones, it's very self-strengthening. After this, we could probably think of white as having completed thickness with this one group, couple that with Q2, and with this thickness, white can probably start to think about pushing black into this white group, and then letting black wash up on the strong white positions. Something like this, and then black is really gonna start struggling. In the game, white peeps here also very strong, but if black does something like a jump or this attach, this is gonna make it so that when white captures this one stone, white's gonna feel this was all not worth it because black tanuki'd twice on the other sides of the board. And now if you only capture one stone, it may not be enough. However, in the game, black does save the one stone, which is a big relief for if you're a fan of Robert. Um, and yeah, so remember, one stone, white has now strengthened so much that giving up one stone would be very, very good. And along the same veins, you would want to give up the two stones for all the same reasons. Let white cut, just connect, just play the tiger mouse move, and then take care of your, the half. In the game, black does try to save everything, and this is gonna be a big trouble for black. One good thing for us in the future, when we are trying to attack and capture something, make sure you play moves like this one, where you're making like a generalized loose net, as if you're going fishing, and then when your opponent, who is the fish, tries to break through, push the net one way, the net kind of, naturally sort of gives way a little and then stops the fish from breaking out. So this kind of thing would happen, and then it becomes really easy to do it. If your opponent is very smart, he would try to break through the net at the weakest point on the net, something like this. In that case, we wouldn't be able to. This is giving black the most amount of ice space possible. But despite this much ice space, this is still not enough for black to live. Play like this, and here this is a dead shape. Trust me, this is a dead shape. And then because the rest of your position is a loose net, you can do the same thing. Play 14. You don't have to cut black off. You can just keep forming this net, and then when your opponent pushes, we can just block from the outside. If you say, well, can I jump and form the same kind of net? Absolutely. When black plays this kind of thing, just block from the outside. Whatever makes your net strongest is the best kind of netting. Most important part of making this net is to not let your opponent break the net. And yeah, okay. So in the game, white presses. Now if white still blocks, this would give black enough ice space at the end. So white extends. This will again not let black have enough ice space again. And this jump is a very, very good example of what we were talking about with forming this net. First idea we all have is to block black. Wherever they push, we just block. But this would give a double, would give a weakness here, and then for one thing, this double honey would lead to a ko at least. When this Atari happens, black makes this ko. And secondly, there might be more cutting weaknesses here to worry about. So white says, why do I have to worry about all these cuts if I make your cut no longer sente? Because this cut no longer captures white. And now this stone works very well with the P7 stone in forming this loose net that we talked about earlier. Okay, this move will work and capture black. Another move is here to capture, another move is to play here. All these will work. Okay, all good. Okay, all good. And here it is important for white to play this move and capture this black stone in this kind of a ladder. In the game, when white just presses, there is all these sentes for black, and now black does have a chance to push out and maybe find some weaknesses in white's other surrounding shape. Here we can see that the G2 stone is not used as much as needed. Yes, yes. And here with 11, for example, if white just Ataris, black Ataris, and then Ataris here, no chance to connect here. So if white does something like press out, now one cut leads to two more cuts, and it's no longer so clear it's no longer so clear. Moreover, when black jumps, as in the game, when white just blocks, as white probably planned to do, now this Atari and this Atari and this Atari would capture the three stones. So now white finds it a little more difficult to do this. In the game, white surrounds with a net like this, blocks, and let's see if white's netting outside net would still hold. It would be a lot easier if black's stone here at J5 is not Sente. So black has another move here. In the game, black played here. And here is the respite that white really needed, and white does use this one move to protect and strengthen the outside as much as white can. And when black pushed here, white connects here, does allow black to cut here. Still a little bit complicated, but because black played M1 earlier, allowed white to have this eye space. This Liberty race is probably a good one for white. So at least because of this eye, white is not in danger of dying, and yeah. So in the game, white connects one more stone here, and now it's an old-fashioned Liberty race, and this ended up in a ko. Interesting one, interesting code. Let's see if either side could avoid it. I don't think black could play any better than this. White, yeah, white can Atari here, but this is a direct ko, so seems like neither side could avoid the ko. Anyways, another move for white is to let a lot of the middle common liberties just exist, and then when something like this happens, first take away the mutual liberties, and then fight it out like this. Okay. If this happened, white would. This is actually white ahead by one liberty, and I think this would be also white ahead by one liberty. The only way for black to go is to do this. So as long as white didn't fill in the mutual liberties first, but rather went to reduce black's eye space, and then allowed black to reduce the common liberties, then I think white would have the better chance, an easier time of capturing black. So here, Atari here, if black also makes this eye, remember this is a Soroyan position, and this might be the best kind of play on both sides. And of course, white could also always get one more liberty like this. And here, this is probably the best play by both sides, and this is white can fight the ko if white wants. Another potentially good move is for white to destroy black's eye wherever possible. This is very likely to end up in some kind of a ko no matter what. So okay, in the game, what happened was a direct ko, and okay. White played here, black can't connect, and then so instead black chose to fight the ko outright. Unfortunately, there were no co-threats, and after Black lost the group, finally, Black decided to resign. A very interesting game. If Black didn't resign now, I wouldn't fault him. Right now, White is up by 30 some points, but given that if Black was able to first reduce White's liberties on the outside, make all these exchanges, and then play this code in a smarter way, of course. So don't start the code when White captures here, because when White Ataris here, we can start the code after. White commits with this J1 move. So yeah, like this. This would still be a call, but the good news is Black would be able to get all these first 357 versus 268 in Sente, which is inside exchanges, and secondly, Black gets another free move at C5. The 13 move makes White commit to the call first. And now this game would be much closer than 34. This is now White only up by 16. One move plus a few good exchanges makes the game much more playable for Black. So before we commit to any of these codes, if we were able to first, make the code into the best terms that we can, we could have had another more playable game. Okay, very nice, interesting games from everyone today. See you guys in the next week, and good luck on all. Good luck on all the games. Okay, I will leave it here. See you guys next time.